So, something fresh from the Fujifilm house of photography. And this is a X-M5. Really tiny camera. But you may ask, XM? What is XM? Never heard of it. Well, there was just one XM1 before, from a literally decade ago.
Unless you like bookshelves on your camera. What's this bit for?
And then maybe Fujifilm think, oh, we need something for content creator. Oh, we still have that XM line. So now XM is back from the dead with film simulation wheel like XS20, and it kind of looked a little bit like the X100 as well. It's small, it's cheap, and it's still 6K, open gate. So what else make it worthy for a content creator's camera? So let's look at the camera body. It's absolutely tiny. Let me take off the lens. And yeah, this is compact camera size, to be honest. I mean, if without a lens, this would be a compact camera size. I think this is smaller than X100. But of course, this doesn't have a viewfinder, no flash as well. Especially this is I mentioned the processor and the sensor combination is the same as XS20, but basically one that without viewfinder. I think recently a lot of camera brands all doing that. Sony, Panasonic, and Fujifilm, they always release something without a viewfinder, and oh, there you are in influencer. You don't need viewfinder, obviously. But yeah, I mean that's how you have a camera this small. Also, I mean this camera reminds me a lot of X100 as well. The color, I mean the finishing, the color. I mean yeah, silver. But silver is not just one kind of shade. There's a lot of shade of gray, obviously. I think it's exactly the same as X100, and I like it. Also like this curve on the grip. This reminds me of X100, and especially a lot of other cheaper beginner Fujifilm. Usually, they would be like XE something. Usually, when you pick it up, it kind of like it's a little bit plasticky, but this feel premium, even though this is like 800 pounds. What's the dollar? Oh, also $800. Great. We always pay a bit more. So on the top, because this is XS20 without viewfinder, so you've got this film simulation wheel. Yay! You can hear my excitement about this film simulation wheel. This got 20 film simulation. Of course, you can't put them all here, so you got you got 3 customizable slots here, and there's a C stop, so you can access all the other like 15 film simulation. And of course, people who like to use film simulation for different simulation for each photo, that kind of thing, you would like to use so-called recipe. So you have to do that with those customized FS1, FS2, FS3 stop. On this side, this is a PSSM mode dial. As they say, this kind of camera that target for hybrid shooter, you usually get PSM mode dial. For something like XT, XT5, XT, even XT30 Mark II, you will have those manual shutter speed dial, that kind of thing, because those are more focused on photo shooting. Now this dial is fine, as you expected. I don't really like the way they designed this mode dial because it's a little bit awkward to switch because of these two blocking the way. Can't really, yeah, it's just a little bit awkward. And especially, I don't like the back dial here. It's just really mushy. I don't know why they do that. It's just no click at all. When I try to use it, I kind of like, it's just really awkward, mushy. It's like someone used this after having pizza without washing their hands or something. Some food stuck in between that or something. Now this camera has the X processor 5 and X-Chuan CMOS 4, which is the same as the XS20. So this is basically, it should be, I keep taking photos. Yeah, one thing is the camera is it's a bit small, so I keep touching the touchscreen. Yeah, I mean the AF speed, the image quality should be the same as the XS20. Yep, it is quite the same as XS20. It feels the same, perform the same continuous burst, just with a little bit less buffer. But video shooting on this camera is much more interesting. Because this is a hybrid camera, this is for social media people like me. So this with 4K and 6K open gate. Just like the Fujifilm, just like a Panasonic I'm using right now. So you can, open gate is that it actually uses the whole sensor, 3x2 sensor for a 6K video. Of course, you can crop it into 4K 16:9 later, just like I always do with my Panasonic camera. But also 3x2 is easier to crop into something like a square or even a vertical crop. Now I'm testing the 6K. It doesn't have digital stabilization because, I mean, you can't even turn on digital stabilization because it's already using the whole sensor. Also, I'm using the internal mic. Now, something new about the internal mic is that you can set the direction. It also have like 3 mic capsule on the top. So noisy here. I can set the mic to front. So now it should direct the mic to USB. It should, in theory, pick up my voice a little bit better. In theory, but it's still internal mic, so I'm not sure how well it can actually do. So you can also set it to, just that I start with surround, which is basically you just take everything, or you can set it to front, you set it to back, or you can set it to front and back. So I should also test the digital stabilization on or off. Now the digital stabilization is off now. Now if I turn it on, so yeah, this is digital stabilization. It cropped quite a bit. So I have to extend my arm. I have to stretch my arm fully. It will get tiring really quickly. Or you can get a wider lens. But yeah, it's like that. Hopefully it's much more stabler. Well, it's not a good look, is it? OIS from the lens not really that stable, and then the digital IS, and well, it's a beta firmware. Or maybe it works better with a faster shutter speed. Well, if I got a chance, I will test this again. There's a flip screen, of course, and behind this flip screen, you can see these two. You can put a fan at the back, the official Fujifilm fan, cooling fan. Actually, even without a fan, the continuous shooting time for this camera is pretty good. 4K, under 25 degrees Celsius, 4K 30, it can shoot for over 60 minutes. That's really good for a camera this size. Under 40 degrees Celsius, shooting 4K 30, you can shoot for 20 minutes, or if you add a fan, you can also shoot for over 60 minutes. Now I talk about flip screen. One thing is that they say that there's nothing blocking, there's no ports blocking the screen at all. Especially the mic jack is up there. This is quite interesting. It also had headphone jack. A lot of Fujifilm camera, if you want to use headphone, you have to use USB-C adapter. But this actually got a headphone jack. But the thing is, if you are going to use these ports, if you put in headphone, if you use USB-C to provide power because you only have one battery, then it will be like cable sticking out from the right side when you try to grip the camera. But I mean, if you're, it really depends. If you're social media people, you take selfie more than anything, then it doesn't really matter. But if you do need to shoot a bit of B-roll, yeah, you have to you can't, if you got wire cable sticking out this side, it's a little bit awkward. Well, actually, it do works. When I first picked this camera up, one thing I checked is the battery because the camera is so small. I wonder would it use some with this tiny compact camera battery. No, this is still the same NP-W126S battery. It's the same as a lot of other Fujifilm mirrorless camera, which is good. And which is kind of impressive. The battery take up like 30% of the size of the camera. Only got that left for the actual camera. But also because this is a small camera, like a lot of other small cameras, the horseshoe, not the horseshoe, the tripod thread is just next to the battery flap. So if you have a quick release, if you have a flocking handle, something like that, every time you want to change battery or the card, you have to take off that thing. So what do you think of this Fujifilm's first content creators camera? Leave your comment below